Alright, what's going on YouTube? Back with another lifting video here. Haven't posted one of these in a while. I'm going to do an arm workout today. Obviously arm wrestling too. But a lot of biceps, maybe 2 or 3, well definitely 3 workouts of hitting biceps. And obviously maybe 3 more different types to hit arm wrestling specific workout. So start with some easy barbell curls, go wide grip. Just these hit the biceps big time. I mean, straight barbell too. Probably I prefer that, but sometimes that's too hard on like the joints and wrists and shit. So do these for now. All right, so maybe after easy barbell curls, I'll do straight barbell curls, and maybe do like a seated dumbbell preacher curl. That'll be good for biceps, and then after that, I'll do forearms and maybe some riser. Save your wrists. I'm gonna save my wrists for the riser ones. All right, I got 135 pounds here. Trying to hit at least 5. I think that was 5. I mean, if you cheat, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen, right? You're not gonna not win the fucking Mr. Olympia. Because when people see people cheat curling, immediately they go to, oh, your form's so bad and this and that. Motherfucker, I'm not trying to win a fucking bodybuilding show here. There's no point of being a science-based lifter and going like this. And if you're not struggling, you're not gonna fucking gain any muscle. Like, I'm gonna try to do 5 this time for real. Yeah, well, obviously those are super sloppy, but that doesn't really matter. Arms feel good. That's the whole fucking idea here, is my arms do not hurt. Which, they don't feel too bad right now. So, I'm gonna start with some straight barbell curls, which you will feel that hit the bicep more than these. You know how like in arm wrestling, you're like, you know, you're never, I mean, I guess you are pulling people back if you're strong enough, but you always want to go to the pad, right? Unless you're just way too fucking strong. You're gonna pull somebody back, regardless of you not wanting to pin them, or, you know, if that's not the case. But for those, it feels more like when you're in a hook type deal. And, you know, you're not pronated at all. Supinated, you know, you're in this position. So I feel like it hits the bicep, but I feel like it hits this part right here the most, right? Which people get that confused too on a preacher curl. Like you've seen like all these guys, they grab the bar or the dumbbell and they're doing like 150 pounds. That's not a bicep fucking curl, all right? If you were to grab, for instance, right here, 45-pound dumbbell, and you bicep curl it like this. Now that's a fucking bicep curl. If you're fucking sitting on the preacher curl, putting all the weight on the back, and you're just extending your arm, you're not even hitting the bicep almost. It's hard to explain, right? But it's an arm wrestling workout, and it's not a fucking bicep workout. Because if it was, your shit would have already torn from you extending in the downward position where you will see here, I've already talked about this before. Once I do the straight bar barbell, you're gonna see your bicep completely flex and extend on the down movement, on the negative. So let's hit this shit. I'll just start with the bar. And I'm not gonna do more than 8 reps because I don't want to just burn myself out. Like get a nasty pump where I can't even squeeze no more. I'm trying to lift some heavy fucking weight right now. Yeah, that was 115 for 6, I think. Feel pretty good, but man, like I still have that little weird aches here, and that's what causes it. It's like the negative movement. So those are actually really hard workouts. So I'm just gonna do probably 2 sets on the preacher curl with the dumbbell, and then switch to like an arm wrestling specific riser. So yeah, so on these I'm not gonna go too heavy. Actually, I can't even go that heavy because I only have a 75-pound dumbbell. Yeah. Right. So this is what I'm talking about when people call these bicep curls, but they're really not bicep curls. You're pretty much at an angle, forcing your arm sideways. So I guess I'm gonna do 45, 60, 75, go up by 15 pounds. I mean, I might not be able to do the 75s, but at least I'm not gonna bicep curl it like how some people say they're doing it. But that was 6. Just thought of an idea. Maybe I'm gonna clip this shit and put this on YouTube specifically and say and caption it, this is not a bicep workout. I mean, my biceps do feel it, but obviously your bicep, forearms, fucking wrist, hand, everything's getting worked. Yeah, these are gonna hurt. I'm already sore. Oh. Good pump. I immediately jump into the riser. I'm just gonna try to do as much weight as I can with good reps. You know, obviously, I'm not gonna be swinging a riser fucking lift because it pretty much makes it useless. But just 25 pounds. This is where that weird pain like comes in play. Damn. I guess I'm just trying not to get my wrist dumped here, so like a fucking hammer curl, but everything's at the tip of your fingers. So you really gotta gauge your wrist, which, you know, in arm wrestling they call that riser. I fucking hate all those stupid terms and shit. Riser, pronation, supination. Like Michael Todd, riser engage, side pressure lift, max 300 pounds, like 40 pounds here. I guess from the tournament, my right arm feels fresher than my left because I didn't pull right. So, fuck. don't know if I'll be able to do 6. Yeah, one thing I noticed with Hermes' training, obviously, these guys are professional fucking arm wrestlers, and Hermes has been doing this his whole life. But, you know, one thing you got to take in consideration is, like, accepting change in some of the lifts. Like, before I used to just always curl like this for arm wrestling, and I feel like I was able to hook people real easy, and especially with my left for some reason, but I haven't really done that stuff. So, because my back pressure was always lacking, and my hand, and then you got to start training other stuff, right? Where I feel like the only reason he got beat so easy by Levon was because he was training too much back pressure, man. Every lift that dude did during his whole training was back pressure, back pressure, back pressure. Like, you know, Todd Hutchings, you watch some of his videos and training methods, he's doing a bunch of side pressure for the majority of it. And he'll do every once in a while, like riser work and this and that. But this is why I asked a question a while back to the arm wrestling team. And it was just a simple question, like, does side pressure overpower back pressure, right? So you're pulling somebody back here, you know, and technically you're never pulling somebody all the way back, right? So there's a point like Todd Hutchings versus Irakli for that case. Todd Hutchings goes straight to the fucking pad. He's not pulling back. Obviously he is, but that's not his main like move or his main thing, if you get what I'm saying. Like, he's not grabbing Irakli and going where that's how Irakli pulls. Irakli, so much back pressure, and I feel like that's why Todd Hutchings beat him so easily. Not so easily, but, you know, I think Todd Hutchings was 5-0'd him or 6-0'd him or 4-0'd him. I'm not sure, can't remember, but he beat Irakli, you know. So where I was going with this was, I feel like Hermes' training, everything was just back pressure, like everything riser, back. There's not like a lot of cupping. I think he did do his little holds and shit, but for the majority of his training, where Levon's training is a lot of, who knows what the fuck he did because he didn't post shit, but you've seen other of his videos, his main thing isn't even almost back pressure. He's not always like, he's always like curling towards himself, you know. You see all his curl lifts, he's always curling to himself. And when he was on the table, easy side pressure to the pad. He wasn't pulling back and then going to the pad. I don't know, sometimes I feel like I investigate these fucking things, these lifts too much. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that. For example, one like that Michael Todd does. It's something like similar like this, right? But his thing is pulling back and then going to the pad. There's literally no resistance from here to here to here. Like you turning when you're already back, like for example, like if I pull back and then turn, like I'm not pulling weight from this way to the pad. The weight's already there. You're just moving the band here or the belt here in a different spot. So like I don't get why people do that shit. And then he ends up in the fucking King's move anyway, so what the fuck's the point of doing those lifts? probably just gonna do this one last lift. Shit, I don't know. Maybe like a cup. But I feel like wrapping this like this and turning really stretches all the muscle fibers here. I've been trying to stick to top roll more often, and I feel like my left's a little better at it. But you know, if you gotta stick what you're good with. Like if you're training top roll, stick with it. You know, like if you're training like a bunch of back pressure top roll shit, and then you go into a hook, like what the fuck's the point of that? Like what are you doing? Like. This is pretty much, again, another back pressure, brachialis, a little bit of bicep. Obviously, pronating. Trying to pronate from a supinated. These are hard. Last set here. Oh, damn. High pull. I don't know why my left when I do this hurts like right in here. All right, it's the end of this workout. Pretty blown up. I did 3 sets of these, but that last one really hurt, so I'm done, man. I'm tired today. Yeah, fucking, I'm gonna stick to lifting heavy again, just because I feel way better. At least how I can lift, like, you know, before on those riser ones, I could barely do like 10 pounds. It was just hurting that weird shit too bad, and brachialis and all your other shit that hurts with arm wrestling. So hopefully I can start lifting heavy as hell again. Yeah, see you guys at mega practice. You guys, everybody should fucking pull up to that shit, because if you want to get good, you gotta pull, man. You gotta pull. If you're not pulling, everybody's saying that. If they're like, oh, now that I'm pulling more often and practicing pulling, now I'm getting better at tournaments. So if you're not fucking pulling, you're not gonna get better. Like, you could train all day, and as soon as you get up to the table, you don't know what you're doing because you've never pulled with anybody. So if you can find people to pull with, you fucking do it, because that's how you get stronger. Like, what I got in 4 matches, I think, and obviously Clint beat me left and Trevor beat me left, and Trevor just flashed me, and that one hurt for a little bit afterwards. So, but like today I felt good. So if you're not actually practicing arm wrestling and then you go to a tournament, even if you lift weights and this and that, dude, you go to a tournament, you're gonna hurt more than when you were just doing lifting weights. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta fucking pull with people so that weird soreness from arm wrestling does not hit as hard. Like today, like I was just like I'm just sore now from going real heavy. But if I would have went light and just worked for a pump, I probably wouldn't even feel that. Like the soreness, at least the fatigue. You know, you get all blown up and you just feel super blown up. That's different than when lifting heavy. You know. So yeah, that's it. I don't even know how long this video is gonna be, but I'll post the tournament up maybe next weekend, maybe later this week. Just so much shit to do, and I haven't been home in like fucking feels like 2 weeks. So that's it.